Episode 2. The Silent Father of Anger. Section 1. Introduction. Right now, come sit with me on the porch step. I have poured 2 mugs. They are still hot. Black is fine if that's your preference. The sun is just kissing the tree line. The sky is going soft, rose over the tree line. A cool breeze rolls in off the field. It carries the smell of freshly cut grass and last night's rain. Warm air rises from the boards. There is a little tug between cold and warm. It feels good on the skin. Breathe, relax, let it in, become it. We are going to talk about fear tonight. It is not the jump scare, not the spider on the neck kind. It is the quiet one, the one that whispers, if something slipped, your kid, your wife, your last good nerve, how would you carry on? That whisper always hits first. It comes before the yelling, before slammed doors, before you hate someone else so loudly in your head that you forget what you were doing. Fear is the whisper, anger is the shout it becomes. But before the day crowds in, I pull out the travel chessboard. It is wood. It is scratched at the corners. I slide it across the step until it sits between our mugs. Sunlight hits the squares just right. It accentuates the ivory and walnut. I reach forward. I take my pawn from e7 and push it to e5. The center opens. That one move echoes forever in your mind. The same happens in life. Fear is the shaky hand that rushes the queen. Anger is the blunder that loses the game. Tonight, we study the quiet whisper that comes before the storm. Section 2. The War That Never Happens. First scene. Let me walk you through an ordinary night. You are in the car in your driveway. The engine is off. The radio is quiet. You are taking a few moments before you head inside. Then your phone buzzes. A message is from your wife flashes. Heading home. 2 words. Just 2 words. Nothing else. And yet they land like an arrow. They suddenly feel cold. Too succinct. They are not her usual, on my way, miss you. Maybe it's your mood. Either way, the sting is real. A shift is perceived, real or not. The arrow starts to feel real, like it hit you right in the chest. Then, without noticing, you grab that bow and quiver in your mind. You turn it inward. You pull back the string. You release the second arrow, straight into your own chest. She doesn't love me anymore. I knew it. I always pick the wrong ones. I'm going to be alone again. Each sentence drives the arrow deeper. The pain strangely seems like comfort. Just then, lights pull around the corner. It's her. You say to yourself, I'm gonna give it to her straight. Tell it like I really feel. I'm gonna... Then she walks up to your car with 2 grocery bags. Milk, bread, Thai noodles, because she is tired of cooking. She smiles and gives you an amazing kiss. Hello. Suddenly, the first arrow dissolves into nothing, like it was never actually there. But that second one you fired yourself, that one stays buried and it bleeds all night. Now the second scene, your kid. It is 7:15 p.m. and basketball starts at 7:30. You are starting to feel the stress of being late. He's not. He is still upstairs, half asleep. You call once, polite, twice, louder, third time. If we are late, you walk home. The first arrow is time slipping away. The pressure is real. The clock ticks like a hammer. The second arrow is yours. He will drift. No college, no future. It's all my fault. I should have been harder on him. I am losing him. Then the door opens. He rubs his eyes. Allergies, Dad. It took me a little longer tonight. Sorry about that. Are we ready to go? The first arrow vanishes like vapor in the summer. The second stays in your ribs all night long. Third scenario, the boss calls you to a meeting for your idea. The meeting ends without applause. Your idea lands flat. The first arrow is rejection. It stings hard. The second arrow is your brain. I am invisible. I don't matter. This always happens. I deserve it. He emails later. Let's revisit next week. There's something I need to share with you. Turns out he was trying to shield you from a fate that would have landed you more stress than you wanted. The first arrow never even drew actual blood. But the second one you planted in your chest created nightmares. You carried it all day. Your wife and kids and friends, even co-workers, heard all about it. They were expecting the worst. Now? Well, you gotta walk all that back. That is how we live. Preparing for battles no one declared. Bleeding from wounds we invented. Section 3. Fear is the mind killer. Let me cite Frank Herbert, author of the book-turned-movie Ubi e Dune in one. I'll read it full and slow. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Let that settle. Fear is momentary. Fear does not roar. It does not jump from the dark. It whispers in your own voice. If you speak up, they will laugh. Or if you try, you will fail. Or if you reach, you will fall. And you believe it because it sounds like your voice, yet it is not. But Herbert gives us one move, not fight, not flee. Just let it pass. Turn the inner eye, see its path, watch the space it leaves. The room is empty, you remain, coffee in hand, porch solid, air moving, No sword needed, no shield, just attention. Everything is temporary, including that fear you think you own, or that you think owns you. Section 4. The body still fights. Even after the mind lets go, the body fights. The heart keeps drumming. The chest stays tight. The jaw locks like it's guarding something. That is cortisol. That is adrenaline. That is the storm still marching through your bloodstream. Stephen King said, "All my stories start with two words. What if? What if a little town wakes up to a fog that eats people? What if the dead child talks through the TV at 3 a.m.? What if a cursed cemetery can bring the dead back to life? What if a car comes to life? A giant dog is demon-possessed? All fiction, all paper, but the body never read the book, not even the cover. When your mind asks, what if he never comes home? The amygdala rings the bell. Cortisol pours. Heart climbs. Blood leaves the stomach. Muscles tighten. All because two words cross the brain. What if? The body believes the movie that plays in your head. So breathe slow. Name the tension. Jaw tight. Chest heavy. Hands warm. Don't fight it. Greet it. Let it pass through you and over you. Let it drop. Watch it as it leaves. Armor after battle is loud when it hits the ground. Then it is quiet. And eventually it is. And at that point, only you will remain. Section 5. The Quiet Move. The sun is higher now. The coffee is cold, but we don't mind. The board still sits between us. I lean forward. I rest my fingers on the queen's crown. I push her forward. Slow, deliberate, to H5. That is my fear move. The queen up front, out in the open, threatening, intimidating. All your pieces are still tucked, asleep. Your king is sitting exposed on G1 like an invitation. Fear uses the biggest guns first, hoping terror and intimidation passes for skill. The center is empty. My queen is staring you down. You see, fear is the replacement of rational thought with worst-case scenario. That means all logic exits the room and is replaced with all the tools you need to deal with the worst possible thing that could happen. And that is what just happened to you. One whisper, he will destroy you. And then your queen lunges forward to meet mine. All logic gone, center abandoned, mind gone dark. Another way to see it. Fear is the imaging of the unknown, not yet realized. Square H5 is empty. No threat, no check. But in your head, it is the end. Imagination paints it faster than reality. And yet, thoughts are not reality. Thoughts are energy, voltage, sparks, electricity, jumping cells. Fear is that spark in a dark cape. Energy causes reality. Keep feeding that energy. You flinch. You resign. The queen never touched another piece, and you are already done. But the spark never landed. So, let the current cool. Let the torch burn out. Watch sunlight climb another inch across the squares. And then, you think for a second. You grab a mental breath. Then you reach. Not for the queen again. For a pawn. Quiet. Center first. One square. Now it's my move. Section 6. What psychology sees. Psychology doesn't bother with robes. It says anger is the mind's tantrum. Fear is the voice screaming, "Wait, you will regret that." Cognitive school says these are just bad stories. So, rewrite them. If I speak up, I will look stupid becomes speaking up is uncomfortable, but it will not kill me. ACT, don't buy the ticket, just notice fear yelling about traffic that isn't coming. It's all about exposure, stare it down. The brain learns, no danger, no spike. All methods and schools of thought agree. Stop feeding the fire. No pill, no couch. Just watch the watcher watching the fear. Separate from it. Section 7. Sages by the Fire. Let's let the ancient ones speak now. No incense. Just listen. Yeshua, aka Jesus, by the water. Look at the birds. They don't sow, don't reap, don't store. Yet your Father feeds them. Are you not worth more than they? He didn't say, don't worry. He said, trust. Krishna to the trembling Arjuna, the warrior prince and general of the Pandava army, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra in the Bhagavad Gita. The wise do their move, clean, steady. The arrow flies without resentment. What happens is my will. You are not the author. You are the bow. No fear. Just aim. Do what you were designed to do. Siddhartha Gautama under the Bodhi tree. What you think you become, fear held tight becomes stone. Fear released becomes air. He pointed at the cloud, which is just water pretending to be solid. Watch. It moves, rains, vanishes. Bird, bough, cloud, same sky holding you. Let's break from this a moment. Before the sun gets too hot in the sky, tell me if fear ever shoved your queen out too soon. If so, drop scary queen below. If you've learned to breathe before the hand moves, write in check. I read every line. Now, let's continue our game, shall we? The queen on h5 looks like suicide, but you push d4, knight to f3, then bishop to c4. I take the queen. I had no choice. You respond with a recapture. Now I am down a piece. You opened the diagonal. The king is still safe, and all of a sudden, you own the board. From disaster to domination in 3 logical moves. You let your fear pass through you. Fear screamed checkmate and logic yawned. So just breathe, keep your hand steady and your mind clear. The pieces come out, but the board was never the enemy. The fear was the fog getting in your eyes. So let's close the game. If this sat right, tap like. If it rattled you, let me know. Pass it to the one who rehearses fights before coffee, who freezes when the phone rings. Maybe tonight they hear birds instead of sirens. Next video is desire, the first rung on the ladder. How the seed that feeds fear also grows the garden. I'll see you next match.